Our paper reviewer James Quidden is with me here in the studio for that. Good morning. Where are you going to start?
We'll start with Obama's speech on the troop surge. The Washington Post talks about the 40-minute speech which took place at West Point Military Academy. Apparently it was met with a mixture of solemn silence and polite applause because many of those attending the speech will actually now be deployed to Afghanistan, and 73 West Point graduates have died since September the 11th. So you can understand that perhaps while they might agree with strategy, or there might be discussion about strategy, they will personally now be involved in this troop surge. The New York Times says that the most immediate challenge is President Karzai himself, who leads, as the paper says, one of the most corrupt governments in the world. And apparently Obama, a lot of people have said that he was quite vague on how he's going to deal with Karzai. And but one thing is sure is that a lot of the US money is now going to bypass Karzai's government and go directly to provincial leaders. That's what the New York Times says.
Well, apparently Obama spoke to Hamid Karzai before his speech last night for more than an hour, sort of laying out the line, I'm guessing, in that conversation with the Afghan president.
And the Times is saying as well that he was hoping that the 18-month deadline for withdrawing troops would sort of keep Karzai on side. But in the end, the paper says it's on the streets, it's with the Afghan people, in training Afghan officials, Afghan soldiers, that the war will be won or lost. Now, the Wall Street Journal actually has an opinion piece by Pervez Musharraf, and
the former Pakistani president.
Indeed, and he's just back from the US, and he says yes, a military solution is necessary, but also a political solution, and he very much promotes a dialogue with all of the groups, including the Taliban. Now, he says that in 1996 he supported recognizing the then Taliban government. He said that was a missed opportunity. Perhaps change could have been effected from within. He said after the 2001 invasion, that was another missed opportunity because there was so much support for US troops at the time, but that was sort of squandered because Pashtuns, the majority Pashtun ethnicity, felt sidelined. In fact, the Tajik minority group he felt that they were favored. 80,000 Tajiks were taken into the Afghan National Army. So Pashtuns became very defensive, and a lot of them ended up supporting the Taliban. Mm-hmm. Now, he said that he has always said that all Talibans are Pashtun, but not all Pashtuns are Taliban. So dialogue is essential. He said in this regard, Pakistan can play a key role. Also Saudi Arabia can play a key role in dialoguing with the Pashtuns. And he said, that in 1999, Afghanistan and Pakistan felt abandoned by the West, two countries that were central in bringing down the Soviet Union. This is all his opinion. And he said that mistake cannot be made again.
Well, of course, I suppose that sort of shows the various overlapping ethnicities and the very complicated issues that Barack Obama is now having to deal with. Next story, we're going to move on to climate change, I believe, and the lead up to the Copenhagen Climate Summit, which starts next week.
Exactly, and it's on the front page of the International Herald Tribune. They're saying that the EU has been sidelined, that this has effectively become a ping-pong match between the US and China. And so the paper is saying that, a lot of German or European officials, as one German member of the European Parliament, are lamenting this. And they're saying that really there are still a lot of divisions within Europe because Italy and Poland aren't as enthusiastic about these ambitious climate cuts. So it'll be a test for Europe's political clout, according to this article. Now, two quick stories to finish with. In the Daily Mail in the UK, women live 5 years longer than men on average. And why is this?
Why is that?
Well, apparently it's just genetic, and they conducted tests in Japan on mice. So what they did is they genetically produced mice from two mothers. So the father was sort of eclipsed from the picture, and those super female mice lived significantly longer. So apparently sperm genes have a detrimental effect on lifespan. So sorry for that image.
As the Daily Mail points out, it's not because they have an easier life.
No, it's definitely not. And one picture to finish with, also in the Daily Mail, this is an incredible photo taken in at Gretna Green on the Scottish border. It's starlings in the form of a whale. And this, apparently, experts call it the murmuration of starlings. They swirl and change formation in order to confuse predators. So the eagle, instead of thinking it's, going after a starling, might think, it's a massive flying whale. I don't know if...
Well, a little bit of goodwill, I suppose that does look like a whale. It's like cloud watching. You could see anything up there.
Exactly. I suppose if you look hard enough, you'll see whatever you want to see. But there you go. I'm not sure if the eagle or whatever other predator would be completely confused, but there you go.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Thanks very much, James Quidden, for that press review. You're watching it, France 24. Coming up after the break, a victory for Australia's climate skeptics as lawmakers reject an ambitious plan to battle global warming. We'll ask our reporter in Sydney whether Australia's climate policy can still be saved. That's in business on the other side of the break. Stay with us. You're with the Morning Edition.